Welcome to Sports Leadership Topic 1, Lecture 2, Part 2, where we carry on talking about the seduction of leadership. One thing we do need to understand is the aspect of sports versus what we call normal or business leadership. Is it really different? We've come from this idea of a military model where we've had very autocratic, dictatorial, quite paternalistic leaders, where we've honoured great men and we've had hero leaders who will save us. They'll ride on the big white horse and they'll save us. So my way or the highway type leaders. And we've come to this idea of team leaders where there's shared leadership. However, that model is a bit under pressure. But these are the kind of areas where there are leadership groups, leadership councils, leadership teams. There's a bit of a trick with all that though. And that's that the leaders with that the individuals can pass their responsibility to the team and say, oh, the team failed instead of the individuals. Organisations don't invest enough in developing leadership skills in general. Also, leadership team members tend to find the gaps so they can squeeze through, and they don't necessarily all play by the same rules. Sometimes due to poor discipline, bad PR, a whole range of different excuses, but in general people are not treated the same. And there's also no evidence that leadership teams make a big difference to on-field performance either. And as well, the team tended to carry weaker players. So we end up with a situation where when all our focus is on a team, you can hide in a team, and generally you'll find some people will function better than others, and some people will be relied on a lot more than others, and they will burn out because they carry the burden of everybody. However, we're heading into an area of leadership these days that's called self-leadership, where we probably won't have leaders in a traditional sense at all. So let's have a look at that. Self-leadership is the era of individualisation. So it can be a real my way approach. In the past we've sort of talked about teams in terms of the together thing, that it's not actually about ourselves, but now we're looking for we're gaining an attitude of it's about me and we, that we maximise the potential of everybody who's involved. So it becomes a my way approach for Generation Y people. Every person has to lead themselves. There's no excuses. You're all responsible for your own training, so on and so forth. There's nowhere to hide. Everybody is in the spotlight. And if we look at what the Crusaders have done with their management circles, whereby everybody is examined by everybody within the team, they try to have positive feedback, but equally examine weaknesses and look at ways, in a solution-focused way of solving those things. So this is far more of a process of leadership. Everybody has to motivate themselves, find whatever it is that actually makes them engage and keep going, and then because of that, they're the best person that they can be, then the collective, the we, is much, much stronger. With sports, the emphasis has to be on finding and exploiting every possible advantage in order to make sure that your team actually wins, because otherwise you're out of the money. And you can't have a good team if the individuals within it are weak.